All right, here we go. Let me see if you can tell the changes that we made.
XR-27. Terrain is unstable, electromagnetic interference high. Multiple irregular heat signatures below the surface. I suggest we avoid confrontation for once. Welcome to Asteroid XR-27.
So what we did is, let me pause it here, is we added a ship explosion sound. I added a couple enemies there to make it a little easier to die right off the bat. And then I added a delay when you die so that it doesn't immediately just like go to the front. You know, it adds about a 2-second delay. So let me show you how I did that. Now I learned something new here called an IEnumerator, and that's right here in code. What we had before is we had all of this code, which is basically saying find the scene that we were currently in and reload that scene. And that was up in this reload level. If you remember in the previous script, we were calling that reload level from the collision handler itself. But what we did is I learned a little bit about IEnumerators. And what these do is these allow you to kind of create delays so that things in code, if you have them in start or update, don't happen like immediately. And I know in update, things happen maybe frame by frame. This just allows things to happen a little bit slower. You can see this next field is the only thing that I really added, which was to wait for 2 seconds after the player hits a wall or something like that, or explodes or gets killed by an enemy. So that's really it. And then I moved the rest of it as far as, you know, creating the new scene or bringing the scene back. I moved that down in to that IEnumerator. And then I went back up to reload level and said, okay, I want to start that coroutine to reload that level. So really simple adjustment. And obviously it makes a big difference in how the game feels and is played. And then I also went in and added an explosion effect. Well, the effect was already in. I added the explosion sound, and you can kind of see that sound in here, which we just dragged and dropped into our prefab, which was our VFX prefab here at the bottom of base explosion. So you can see on the right side here, we have a new audio source that is the explosion trimmed effect here. So I'll show you one more time because obviously it's pretty sweet to see you do the explosion and then see the game kind of reset.
Terrain is unstable, electromagnetic interference high. Multiple irregular heat signatures below the surface. I suggest we avoid confrontation. Welcome to Asteroid XR-27.
So there's clearly a lot of things we can adjust to improve that, but hey, baby steps, just a little bit every day. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you tomorrow.